Okay, this is Mr. Cusimano. Cusimano. Give him a snap. Remember to snap your face. Right.
Yeah, we do two poems about the White House. One I wrote in 1970, let's see, 73, and the other one I wrote 2 weeks ago. First one was written in 73, it's called Having an Inaugural Ball. Every 4 years, a president is elected to these United States. Dignitaries, limousines, and parades are the usual ingredients for such an occasion For Richard Milhouse Nixon celebrating his second term, however, there were 100,000 uninvited guests. There were rumors in our college town that one last anti-Vietnam War protest was planned for Washington that weekend. Their friend John said it was imperative we go down and protest Nixon's inauguration. We had not voted for him. John's reasoning was that it wouldn't really accomplish much, but at least our consciences will be clear at registering our dissent. Besides, there was a chance to get away from the weekend and hitchhike to the nation's capital. The 60s are winding to an end, and at least we want to get our last kicks in before disco and malaise set in. The weather was bearable. We stopped up at the Travelers Inn to warm up. This woman singer for a lounge band came up and asked us where we were going. We told her that we were going to Washington to protest, and she was all excited. Wow, we're like hippie freak revolutionaries, she said. We looked around, but there were only a few people in the lobby. I guess they're all looking at us. One businessman from IBM offered us a ride at 5 a.m. He was going to Maryland. We were getting drunk watching the lounge act, we discovered. And an hour later, we hit an ice slip in Route 81, traveling from Pennsylvania at 85 miles an hour. This did not make me feel good. Not just the driver was drunk and speeding the speed limit, but the car spun round and around. I really began to worry when the driver let go of the wheel and ducked down on the floor. We were going to die, and there's nothing we could do about it. Bam! We hit a guardrail and stopped. I went flying to the door. A second later, the door popped open. I looked down over a 100-foot cliff, straight beneath the car. We got out of the car, walked around dazed. The driver opened the hood, saw a fire in the engine, and poured out a cup of coffee. We got back in and kept driving. He offered me a cigarette. I had quit a year ago, but for some reason started up again, smoking every last cigarette in his pack. Arriving in Washington, we met some hippies from Athens, Georgia. They were smoking grass in front of the Washington Monument. So we watched a pack of upstanding Boy Scouts march by. Some of our ambassador asked us if we were there to take part in the riots. We sure on it or not. We wandered to the Smithsonian looking at dinosaurs while Stone. We saw Henry Kissinger, John Martha Mitchell coming out of a party. Everybody's craning necks to see them. Next day, 100,000 protesters marched down to the Lincoln Memorial, where Bella Abzug and Vance Hardin made speeches. Bored with that, we followed the crowd that headed to the inaugural parade itself. When members of the crowd began throwing dirt and rocks at the parade, it dawned on us that these were not average tourists. No, as police on horseback charged through the crowd, we discovered these were members of the SDS, the Marxist League, the Yippies, and the Weathermen. But we couldn't explain that to an attacking horse. It was a rider swinging a billy club. They broke the crowd up by driving us in wedges. Some people came back, yelling 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't want you fucking more.
Yes.
We attempted to hitchhike down one street, and a huge limousine drove by. And I recognized Vice President Spiritu Agnew sitting in the back seat. I yelled out his name. He stopped, offered us a glass of champagne, and said he really admired that bird song, 8 Miles High. And wished he would be young again and switch places with us. We kicked him out of the limo and hijacked it to the inauguration dressed in his tuxedos. Well, actually, he drove past us without stopping, but the first story sounds better. Hitchhiking home, we found ourselves in a beltway with 8 other kids. The van picked us up and drove us 300 miles north. One guy told us how he was with a band of hippies. They had marched down the street with a 50-foot stuffed rat with Nixon's head on it until the cops confiscated it. Another fellow had been arrested and fined $25. He had committed the crime of running up to Nixon's limousine where the president was standing up from the sunroof and giving him the finger. He was very proud of this exploit. He is a hero for a day, an underground radical friend. We arrived back at college that night, exhausted. I lay my head on a pillow. Suddenly, I hear a tapping on our window. It was Vice President Spiro Two Agnew, larger than life, floating through the air, singing 8 Miles High. Thank you. This one is called Panic in the White House. This is a new one. The White House staff actually compares leave for the summer with Mikhail Gorbachev. But something was missing. 2 papers running around in hither. Where's the limousine? Where's the limousine? He shouts. Out from the rec room, Dan Quayle speaks sheepishly. Oh, Johnson, you borrowed it this morning, sir. Where'd you go with the Fuse Baker? Oh, you took it to a stamp convention in New York. Yeah, I'm gone. We need to be in a hotel in half an hour. Dan Quayle. Go on to Pennsylvania Avenue and flag us down some cabs. We need a presidential motorcade. Baker races into the kitchen. Barker, where are the caterers? Oh, dreadful news. Jim Deacon now food poisoning. We had to cancel. But don't worry, we ordered 16 pizzas, pepperoni, and broccoli. Pizza? This is the president of the Soviet Union, raged Jim Baker. Time was running short. Baker runs into the Oval Office. George, what are you doing with that powdered wig on again? Well, you know, Jim, these last few months I've been noticing some strange coincidences. Both our names are George. George Washington was the father of our country, and I'm a father. Washington led the colonists to overthrow the British. And I led the coalition to overthrow the Iraqis. George, snap out of it. Get that wig off. Put those wooden teeth back in the drawer. We have a summit to attend. Baker runs outside. Dan, where are the cabs? Quayle replies, I was only able to get 1 cab, flown by Mr. Saeed here. He doesn't speak much English, but he seems to understand the $100 bill. Oh, Lord, says Barbara. Your upholstery is torn and his cab is filthy. Can we get a cab in better condition? No new taxi, says George. They all pile in. Dan, please get the ice cream cone off my lap, scolds Barbara. George asks the cab driver what he thinks of America. Dirty, noisy, and radio play terrible music, says Saeed. What do you think of the war in Iraq, Mr. Saeed? They call me the education president. Sure taught Saddam Hussein a lesson, didn't I? Don't be imperious. Herringbone pig, said Saeed. Would you like some pizza, Saeed? Yes, broccoli. No one else will eat it, says Barbara. Free my peril, singing your brothers and ruined class code. Suddenly, Dan Quayle accidentally drops his ice cream cone down Mr. Saeed's shirt collar. The cab spins out of control and into a hotel fountain. The ex-executive party is wet but unscathed. George Bush sits for a moment in the fountain. Looking up, he sees Mr. Gorbachev who speaks. Should we discuss the treaty on undersea missiles first, Mr. President? And next week's Squawk Magazine. All right. Thanks, Mick.